May. Yeah, it would have been early this year. I'm an electrician. The electrical safety office got hold of me and said, you must obtain a digital ID to renew your license. I said, no, I don't. Rubbish. I don't. Send me the paperwork. They wouldn't send it. Emails and emails and phone calls and phone calls over weeks and weeks. They held their ground. I held my ground. The conversation even came up with one of the fellas there that, this isn't Chinese communism. I was like, he brought it up. I said, well, it almost is, and this is the preceding part of it. Because, yeah, but if that's your theory, then you've got bigger things to worry about. You've got a phone in your pocket. I said, I can put my phone in the bin. I can leave my phone at home. I can get phones where they don't have the GPS and I can whatever I want. But that's not the conversation to be had right here. You work for the electrical safety office. I'm a Sparky that needs my licence to provide food for my table, and you're trying to blackmail me into doing something I don't want to do. Ended the phone call. Then I got a little bit more serious and wrote a half legalese letter saying, I demand to see evidence of my contract as an electrician which says I require a digital ID to renew my licence. The next email came, there was no words in the body, it was just the worksheets attached as PDFs. Look at that. There was a way around it. Of course there's a way around it. You're going to stick to your guns and realise they're going to try and bluff you, they're going to try and intimidate you, because that's the orders they get. Half of these guys aren't bad people. They're just not very intelligent and they believe in what they get told. They don't look into things. Be tenacious, be courageous, rely on the people around you for advice and support, and reach out when you need it, and we'll support you. This is how we do it, we stick together. Now the other thing that you can do, which is very important, as soon as one of these Orwellian bills gets approved, go through it and read the legislation, because there's always things in there that you can use to your advantage. We did it during the COVID times when they brought out the masks. There was things that they wrote that protected us. You don't have to see a doctor. You can have a medical condition. You don't need to have proof of that medical condition. That means you don't have to wear a mask. Simple. Everybody's exempt. Thank you for coming. That's how easy it is. You can show them a piece of paper. Section 74, subsection 1 of the Digital ID Bill. A participating reliant party must not, as a condition of providing a service or access to a service, require an individual to create or use a digital ID. They're saying it must be voluntary, right? Is it going to be as voluntary as you get the jab or lose your job? That's yet to be seen. But when it's written in the legislation, you can use that to your advantage. It might take a court battle, but if you know that it exists, you can use it to your advantage, and that's powerful things. But you won't gain that knowledge unless you put yourself out there and start reading and educating yourselves. And when you do find something out, share it with your community. That empowers the whole community. That lifts us up a level. And I actually give an example in the bill, and that's a bank requires somebody to get a digital ID to open an account, but they also have an option for you to go into the branch. They're not in breach. If they said you have to get a digital ID and we're not going to allow you to come into branch, they're in breach. It's an option. So as long as you have another option, they can put the digital ID as an option to you. The next topic today, guys, the community safety bill. I get that mixed up sometimes.